Hello, snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host, Avran LeFeber, and this is Top 5s, the only weekly Top 5 show in snowboarding that you care to watch. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the top 5 freeride bindings for 2022-2023. That's right, you want to just charge? These are the bindings for you. Number 5, the Union Atlas Pro, because if you don't have a Union binding in one of these lists, people cry. No, actually, the Union Atlas Pro new model for this year, it kind of blends their forged carbon with their Duraflex, that way making the ultimate performance-based freeride-centric binding. You got that Ox-Tech strap, you got a bigger disc underfoot, so you're not going to have as much lateral flex, which is going to give you more lateral drive into the binding. Basically, it's a lighter weight, stiffer version of the Atlas that's going to be a little more freeride focused. Number 4, the Salomon Quantum Carbon. Now, some people might say, Avran, shadow fit and a freeride binding, doesn't that create more lateral play in there? Yes, it does, but it helps with that natural flexion of the ankle as you're setting up to steer and drive. In my opinion, the Quantum Carbon is the best binding with shadow fit because it feels more like a traditional binding, but you get that added play just where you absolutely need it when you're like slashing a turn in some deep pow. Otherwise, you still get plenty of power out of this binding, and it really lets you drive through the straps and the high back on it. Number 3, the Ride A10. You like aluminum bindings? You like them stiff? You like a lot of power being put down into the board when you're driving right through that binding? Here you go. This is Ride's ultimate freeride binding. This is just aggressive, stiff, and it gives you a ton of drive and power into your board and just optimal control. Plus, when they redesign the straps, they work exceptionally well in there. The ratchets are great. Overall, just a very powerful, solid binding. Number 2, the Battalion Atom. Now, the cool thing about Battalion bindings is they're utilizing the same chassis as Rome, and this does have the ASIM wrap, which allows for a little more lateral play on the outside, but not so much that you're sacrificing any of that drive. What you get with this binding is a very damp ride from that dual density foot pad. That's actually super phenomenal. It's one of the best dampening bindings I've been on. And then you get their Ox-Tech heel strap, and with the thickness of that, I feel like it's just got a little more power when you push into it. It doesn't stretch and contour as much as other ones out there, just with it being a little bit thicker. That air back, high back, while it does reduce weight, it still creates power around the outside where you absolutely need it when you're driving back into it. Honorable mentions, all great options, but just barely didn't crack the top 5 of this list. The Nidecker K-On CX, the Bent Metal Solution, the Rome Cleaver. As I said, all great options, but just barely didn't crack the top 5 of this list. And the number 1 freeride binding for 2022-2023 is the Now O-Drive. I like the customization on this binding when you can swap out the bushings on it, but what I really like is Skate Tech. Skate Tech does drive more power down into the toe and the heel with the way that it actually rocks on that kingpin system. So when you're on your toe edge, it's picking up your heel and pushing all that power down into the toe. When you go up on the heel, it's lifting the toe, driving that power back onto the heel edge. You just get more power out of this binding, which translates to more control of your board. Overall, I think this is actually the best freeride binding on the market. This has been my top 5 freeride bindings for 2022-2023. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own some? Are you going to buy some? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this list. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and well, the new guy hasn't started yet, so I guess I'm still going to continue to be your host, and I'll see you in another video.